strange sound from your car again, there is a way to solve this issue. But when you need a smarter solution, buy from Ovoco. Choose from millions of used car parts, save your money and fix your car the smart way.
Geras metas iššokti į naujus batus. Pasimatuok geriausius pasiūlymus namams. TOPO CENTRAS.
To compete in the real race, prove everything on the track, and continue to pursue the everlasting racing glory as your routine. A single clack of your wheel. The passion is engaged. All you have to do is to commit, to feel the grip in your hand, to perform every precise entry, to deliver the perfect friction circle, and to master the art of driving. You may ask, where's my race crew? And I would say, leave it to Khan's pit. Ares, the wheelbase that was built to master the competitive sim racing scene. With its powerful skew pole motor and high-precision optical encoder, Ares delivers an unparalleled driving experience with highly detailed force feedback. 290 GP, deemed to become the true next generation. It breaks the planar constraints through a unique 3D ergonomic design and redefines everything about the Formula steering wheel, featuring a full carbon fiber front housing, ensuring a light yet ultra-rigid experience. The MagFlip rocker-type paddles achieve the same functionality as Formula One setups. The CDP system will push your performance to the next level. Focus and execute the agile maneuver, all within just a blink of an eye. With this zealous combination of Ares and 290 GP, the roar of the road thrills both your hands and soul.
Welcome back to World Sim Series Racing action, and we're back in Central California. It's Monterey County and WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca. Well, yesterday, what an afternoon we had. The drivers who went into the final were decided in the very, very last moment, as it was a last lap mistake from Suderek, who lost his ticket to the final. 3 places already booked, and 3 more coming today. It's the TOPO CENTRAS side of the bracket. And we've got 8 drivers out on track racing at the same venue in TOPO CENTRAS in Vilnius. And they are racing for those final 3 spots on the final grid. One of our favorites for this season, Tadas Juknevičius, and he's setting his qualifying laps at the moment. Everybody is out on track, and we've got just a couple of minutes to go in this session as Tadas Juknevičius leads ahead of Eičinas, Tomola, Jofert, Vis, Pirinauskas, Viršickas, and Šetikas, your top 8. Well, 8 cars out on track. Šetikas no lap set just yet. Tomola across the line and improves. Goes up into second with 3 minutes to go in this session. A few more opportunities for drivers to improve their lap times. 23.8, I think, was pole position yesterday. We'll see how close they get to that. Obviously, not running from their own home rigs, this time running from the TOPO CENTRAS rigs. So drivers have to get used to it. And Silver Jofert goes to the top of the pile. 25.255 gets ahead of Tadas Juknevičius. Silver Jofert 6th in terms of the drivers remaining out of pre-qualifying. Here we've got Tadas Juknevičius on his run, and I'm joined, as always, by Lodians.
Hi Gustas, hello everyone, welcome to this last semi-final of the Dream to Drive 2026 Championship. as we are currently looking at the qualifying session. 125.2. Looks like the track is still quite slippery here. We can see the participants driving. That's Pirinauskas now on your screens. There we have H&S. And drivers are focused with only 2 minutes to go. Juknevičius now sets the fastest lap time of them all, 1/10 quicker than the lap of Jofert. H&S is currently third, but looking at the lap times, I think the track is nicely evolving, and maybe the driver who is the last on the track to cross the line for that final lap, he should have the best conditions to set the fastest lap time. And let's get back on the racetrack with Tadas Juknevičius. He's running slightly faster again, 2/10 quicker than his fastest lap time at this moment being. And Tomola currently improving by 1 or 2 tenths, so that's not going to be the fastest way around this racetrack. This is the track, this is the corner where Svidrek lost his lead and the ticket to the finals yesterday, though with this slide. Juknevičius still keeps his time up. Nobody else is improving. Maybe Pirinauskas.
Oh, huge slide from Juknevičius coming out of the left-hander, the super long and banked left-hander as he comes into the final turn. He'll have one more opportunity at this one. He's got a final lap to do, and I think maybe actually everybody except for one car will still cross the line into the 24, so a 24.997. His lap now, the moment starting 21 at the moment. 3.1 down on the lead. We'll see on this lap improving by 1.2 seconds, and this will be enough improvement to at least take him one position up, but only one. Into P7 he goes. He's the 7th ranked driver after coming out of the quarters and the pre-qualifying. And Eimantas Šetikas, he sits in 5th at the moment, 1.3 down on the lead. So the top 4 are in their own bracket, and then we've got a different bracket from 5th downwards. Top 4 gets reversed for the final. So, for the second race, sorry, top 4 gets reversed, and this into the pits. So that is run done, qualifying done for him. He'll do no better than 8th, and since that's the last place on the grid, he'll be 8th on the grid. Let's see what other drivers can find. The clock has run out, and I think Tadas Juknevičius should be the first one to cross the line any second now. He is coming out of the final turn. Can he find an improvement on this final lap of qualifying? He does, 24.877. Let's see what response does Silver Jofert have. He's right now 3/10 down on pole position. But he's got drivers behind him as well going that could improve. Tomola, his qualifying session is done, so Silver Jofert actually is the last in a Porsche Cup car. And, well, this one's running Pirellis. I think they will run with Hankooks once they get to that, and it's
pit lane. How could that have happened?
Well, that is not good news for Oscar, the driver from Poland, and we'll have a restart because something went wrong. So stick with us, we'll have a restart. I don't know if the drivers will get to do a practice race start here. It's the actual start signal is given very late here at Laguna Seca, as we saw yesterday. So there's not much time for the cars to spread out before they go down into turn 1, and here we go. We've got the restart done very quick.
That's great. No problems. It's nice to have the race organized virtually. Just, I don't know, a simple input can restart the whole action. Hopefully everyone will get their chance now to get back on to the grid.
30 seconds.
30 seconds until the cars will be released on to the track and get
Rofert as he tries to cover off any sort of attack from HNS or Tomola behind, and Tomola actually under pressure from Vershitskas. He's side by side with him and is trying to go around the outside, and can't happen. Doesn't happen. Pinauskas drops to 8th, this up to 7th as they run through, and I think Vershitskas actually gained the spot. He did. He started in P6, now up to P5. Remember, top 3 go through to the final after the sum of points of both races, and the top 4 gets reversed for race number 2. Here we go down into the compression here, and Tadas Juknavicius unsurprisingly leads. Vicent Pinauskas had some contact. Something happened between them as Pinauskas. Oh, here we go. We've got a replay. Nice to have that. And this touched the curb on the inside, a little bit of a bounce, and here came Pinauskas and.
Ooh.
Yeah, just a little bit of contact on the exit. Not too dramatic, but Pinauskas still 1 second back from the rest of this pack. 1 second in front, Tadas Juknavicius, and not really surprised. He was the favorite running into this one, so he leads 27.535 for his first lap of the race. Then comes Jofert, HNS, and Tomola. Tomola quite close to HNS, so this is the battle I think we've got to keep our eye out. And remember, for the final spot in the final as well, this battle is in for pole position for race 2 as well. So whoever can get in front, and whoever finishes 3rd will start 2nd. So still on the front row, still a good starting position, but as we saw yesterday, it's not that easy to overtake, especially cars that are of a similar pace. Vershitskas now more comfortable in P5. He's 0.9 ahead of Vershitskas behind, and he'll try to close up on that pack in front. Vershitskas ranked 2, so the 2nd seed in the after the for the pre-qualifying, a little bit sideways from HNS on the exit from the corkscrew. As we run, he's 1.5 back from P2, and I think it's going to be difficult for him to close up now. Wow, Tomola really closes up into the final turn. So he's seeing this. He saw this, I think, last lap as well, probably. So he knows he's much quicker into the final turn. That's his opportunity. That's what he needs to look at. Oh, and again on the brakes, Tomola much more confident, but misses the braking point this time and loses some time. That could be an opportunity for Vershitskas to come just that little bit closer if he can start putting pressure on Tomola. Clearly Tomola confident on the brakes, but maybe overconfident sometimes as well. So he's now dropped off, and we're kind of going to run in this formation, I think, for a long time.
Well, for not longer than 17 minutes, let's say it that way. Looking at the conditions, the colors kind of changed what we had during the start and what it looks now. The sky has cloudy conditions. I don't think we'll get rain in these 16 minutes, but who knows? I mean, the conditions have a chance of rain. Oh, what's happening with the timing here? What's happened there?
Maybe retirement from Vershitskas. He's in the pits.
Yep. Something happened with the Vershitskas.
Any crash or something that we see?
I don't think so. This is Tadas Juknavicius on your screens, and we still don't have Vershitskas, or we don't have any information about what happened there, but he's not with us anymore. Only 7 drivers remain.
Yep, so something went wrong, clearly, and can actually know if our broadcast director wants to show this, but we can see the drivers racing in the TOPO Centras store in Vilnius, and everybody in the same place. So
Oh.
normally we see drive. What's
Something's
happening here?
Something's happening. Connection, red flag. We have a red flag situation. Okay, how will we proceed from this point on? That's getting interesting.
So maybe a safety car style restart? That's what I would expect to see. I don't think we're gonna, or at least I hope we're not gonna get a full restart of the race. That probably wouldn't be fair for the drivers who gained positions. So hopefully we'll see a safety car style restart where the drivers get into a line together and have a real restart. This is good news for the ones who dropped back, not great news for the ones who went forward, but if you went forward enough, you've got a good chance to still move forward after that as well. So drivers waiting around and getting into position, I think, as well.
Well, we have technical issues. I really would like to see how that's gonna be sorted out. The time keeps ticking. This is the red flag situation. I wonder how will Šetikas join back from this point. I think there will be a restart. I just am not sure how that restart will look like. Is it gonna be a full restart? Nope. Well,
we'll see. I think since everybody is in line, I would expect that to be a restart under safety car, or at least a virtual safety car, with the leader dictating the pace. Obviously, that will shorten up our race.
I think we will have now a small break to sort things out, so stick with us as the crew will deal with the technical issues, and we will be back with more racing action from race 1, right?
I hope. Back to the track, so we're getting a full restart, full race distance, but I think the drivers might be in the well, I don't know what positions are they in. We'll see that once they actually get underway, but this might be a full restart. So let's see what happens. But unfortunate for drivers like Vershitskas, who had a fantastic race start. Or actually, maybe they are in the positions that they were before. So here we go. It's 20 minutes once again. Let's see what happens now. So I think actually we've been reset to the positions that were before the red flag. Here we go again here in Monterey. It's green flag at the flag stand, and this time, oh, contact between the two leaders. Jofer tried to go around the outside. He had a much better start this time, and he reciprocates down into turn 1 with Tadas Ignatius, but no harm done. They both had a little bit of contact, and Jofert showed that he wasn't super happy about that. So back into positions we go. And so it's Juknevičius, Jofert, Eichinas, Tomola, Veršickas, Vis, and Pirnauskas battling once again. They were side by side, I think, but now dropping back. And this time Jofert much more aggressive. He knows he needs to make this move early while the tires are cold. This is his best opportunity, because if he can't, he'll have to, well, think of something, because it's going to be difficult to catch back up. And again, Juknevičius just opening up the gap at the front of the field.
Pirnauskas now dropped back to the last place. We've had a couple of contacts here. Pirnauskas into the wall, and it went from bad to worse for Pirnauskas. He's now dead last and way off the pace. Let's take a quick look at what happened here. Coming up onto the hill to the corkscrew,
and he was already at the back of the field anyway, so something had happened. And the car just jumps around, and like a pogo stick, and he keeps pogoing around until he hits the wall, at least touches the wall. So Yaps again, putting up, and back to as we were, pretty much. Fortunate for Pirnauskas. We'll see if Veršickas was looking good in that first try of doing the race. It's looking more difficult for him now. But let's see if he can find that pace that he had before again and try to challenge the top four. He can. We'll see. As Eichinas is still quite close to Jofert, closer than he was in that first attempt at the race. So maybe something.
Jofert runs wide.
A little bit wide, then this might open up a chance for Eichinas to try and do something. Juknevičius fastest lap of the race and runs away from the field. Not surprising. And what's going to happen now? Jofert goes a little bit defensive down in to the braking zone and stays in front, at least for now, but he's feeling the pressure, a pressure he didn't feel before. And if these two keep on fighting, this will bring Tomola into it even closer, and might even bring Veršickas into the battle as well. Veršickas, Vis, and Pirnauskas kind of out of it. That gap is much bigger, so Veršickas is the only one really still in with a shot, maybe. But Eichinas just a little bit tight on exit. Now this brings Tomola into it. And they're all covered by a second here at the front of the field for second place. The leader said bye-bye and thank you very much. He leads by a big margin. But Tomola trying to stay on the back of Eichinas. Eichinas trying to stay on the back of Jofert, who's running a little bit wide through there, but keeping up the speed. Last time round, he made a mistake into the final corner. What will happen now?
Oh, that's not good for...
Eichinas making a big mistake into the final corner, and he went sideways out of it. Another fastest lap of the race by Tadas Juknevičius, but now Tomola is closer to Eichinas. Eichinas really dropped back from Jofert, but still no opportunity to overtake.
We've seen it yesterday. The drivers, they were slightly quicker than their rivals, but it's really difficult to make a move here around the track of Laguna Seca. You have to be really close to your rival and hope for some sort of a small mistake to maybe try and go for that move. And even though Eichinas made this mistake and Jofert made a mistake, the positions still stay intact and don't change. It's still nice to have these drivers quite close to each other, maybe hoping for some change. And Tomola currently on the provisional pole position, so I'm not sure if I would be in the position of Tomola at this moment that I would like to make that move on HNS, because you are guaranteed the first spot for race 2, which, as we know, gives you quite a good chance to finish high in the second race. So maybe Tomola will stick to that place. Vershitskas 5th, already 3.8 seconds behind Tomola, not being a threat at all to that provisional pole position. And Šetikas running 6th, Prinauskas gaining on Andrius Vis, but he is 6.6 seconds behind. Remember, Prinauskas had that incident in lap 1. Dropped back, and he's gaining on this.
Gaining just that little bit, but again, if you're 8th or 7th or 6th, it doesn't really matter that much. It's all about that top 3. Those are the positions you want to be in, and this is that big battle, so everybody quite close together. And interestingly, Jofert was much more comfortable in the first try of race 1. This time he's looking much more under pressure, and the gap is kind of swinging around and seesawing, so it goes, HNS gets closer, and almost is at that opportunity to make a move, then makes some small mistake, and then it's a chance for Tomola to get close, but he gets close, doesn't get close enough to make a move, and then that gap opens up again. So again, HNS got super close and then ran a little bit wide through the final turn, and the gap has increased once again. So it's seesawing around quite a lot. We'll see if really, I think you're waiting for a mistake from the driver in front of you. It doesn't look like they're going to get close enough to make a move. Race leader, though, 3 seconds up in front, and now is just managing the pace, I'm sure. Looking at HNS here, and this, oh, spinner. And what happened here? No traction control on these cars, as you can see. They've got ABS, no traction control. So what has happened down there? Do we have a replay of that?
Of course we
go.
do.
It's nice to have replays. So here we go. Andrius Vis coming through that turn 2 section, and just a little bit too quick, runs on the sand here on the exit, and spins round. So really no harm done, but an unfortunate mistake from him. And actually, well, Prinauskas still 14 back from the next car in front, so he's really just running to the end of the race. And next closest gap, then we have Šetikas and Vershitskas for 5th. But again, with only the top 4 being reversed, it's much more difficult for them.
Yeah. Well, it's a little bit difficult. I think Juknevicius will play it calm, and I'm betting that Juknevicius still wins the second race, even though he will start from P4, and finishing first in at least one race basically guarantees you the ticket to the finals. And,
but we saw a very smart race from Tage yesterday, who really didn't get into any trouble. Didn't even try to overtake anybody. He was just running his own race, and ended up in a very good position because he didn't take unnecessary risks, and because he knew he was going through to the final unless something really, really crazy happened. And he made sure that nothing crazy did happen. The car looks like it's floating across the surface. It's a very interesting look, but this is your race leader. He's 4.3 ahead, and running in the 25s.
Keeping it cool and keeping it clean. already almost 5 seconds ahead of Jofert. With half of the distance on the clock, he might finish 10 seconds ahead of his closest rival. Jofert currently second, and Teichanas is quite interested in P2 and tries his best to keep up with the driver from Estonia, doing a nice job here keeping that pressure up, and this is a nice battle on the racetrack currently between who makes a bigger mistake. You can see the car sliding around. It looks like the conditions are still not the best ones for the grip. Cars are sliding, no ABS, no traction control. You have to be very precise with your inputs and definitely hit those brake marks while trying to be as fast as you can. Teichanas currently just trying to keep that pressure up on the shoulders of Jofert. Jofert enjoys that, I'm pretty sure about it. He's not bothered about what's happening behind him. He's already almost 5 seconds behind Jugnavicius, so not making any attempts on overtake. He's just comfortable with P2, and I think he's planning what his second race will look like. He would start third if he finishes second, and he needs those precious points. Finishing second in the group of 8 cars is really good and decent, but it's still not enough. You should finish first to be confident about your advancement to the finals.
Yep, well, he'll need to look at what's happening with Tomola. That will be the big one. If Tomola starts on pole, that's his biggest risk, for Tomola to jump up in front of him.
And the fastest lap times between the 4 drivers, they're pretty close. The fastest lap time of Jofert is 25.5. Teichanas did a 25.5 also, then Tomola with a 25.7 and Vershitskas 25.8. That means that Tomola starting first, if he would get a couple of clean laps, make a good start, I think he would have a good chance of finishing pretty high in the second race and collect those precious points. As Andrus Viss again, another mistake, and his race and his chance of winning the ticket to the finals, I think it's pretty much done. Just have some nice entertainment and gather experience in this virtual sim racing world. His rivals are much more experienced.
It's nice to drive around now, probably, for him.
Yep, to be a part of the semifinals is also a big achievement. There were 32 quarter-finalists, so he made a good race back 1 week back and managed to overtake his rivals. Now he's just enjoying, as you said. Perinauskas also 18.5 seconds behind. He will also be focused on a slightly better second race. Just try to avoid those spins and keep closer with your rivals. 6 minutes on the clock. There will be second race after that. Top 4 drivers from the first race will start in a reversed order, as we know that already. Tomola currently looking at the pole position. He's 4 seconds behind Teichanas and 4 seconds ahead of Vershitskas. He'll have the clean track ahead of him when they will get rolling for the race 2. Pace is really similar. Teichanas was 3 tenths faster on the last lap. What about this lap? Well, this time Jofert is a little bit faster than Teichanas, and they have a very similar pace. In the second race, Teichanas will start ahead of Jofert.
And this is how that whole race... Oh, big slide. And that's how the whole of race... that's how the whole of this race has ran. The gap's been coming up, then coming down, then coming up, then coming down. So very, very similar in terms of pace between these two. But again, it's going to be all about making those moves. And well, Teichanas is going to be on the outside of the front row. Jofert's going to be on the inside of the second row. So opportunity to make a move. Actually, Šetikas now super duper close to Veršickas, down for fifth position. We could have a look at that one. They're super duper close. 3/10 separates them. 4/10 only separates them for fifth spot. If our TV direction can find that one. For fifth position, because they're almost side by side. I think it was 2/10 at one point. Here we go. Here's that battle. So super duper close, and Šetikas found pace somewhere, but Veršickas wasn't able to hold with the big boys up in front, and he's now under big pressure from Šetikas, who goes to the outside. Can he find something to the inside? No, not really. Super duper close, super duper close, and well, definitely putting pressure on Simas. He was second in pre-qualifying, and now not maybe finding the pace on Assetto Corsa Competizione. The pre-qualifying was on Assetto Corsa 1. Maybe just over pushed the entry there a little bit, but no. This is definitely a good battle. But you can see even when you get this close, but now Veršickas makes a mistake. This might be an opportunity. Into the corkscrew they go. Veršickas defends the inside, but he looks a little bit wide. I think he overshot that corner just a little bit. Pogo sticks out of the exit, and to the inside goes Šetikas. Can he get that move done? Still side by side. Now it's going to be advantage Veršickas into the right-hander. He's on the inside and holds on to the position, at least for now, but he really overshot the corkscrew. I would say lucky escape there to not lose that position, but he's going to be under big pressure. 3 to go because the leader is so far away from these guys. It would be only 2 to go for them, I think. We'll see what the actual timing is like. Here we go, down into, well, this is turn 2. Turn 1's the kink to the left. And can't through, but good battle between these two.
Yep, that's Veršickas on your screens. Look how focused the driver is. A quick look into the rear view mirror and keeps his eyes focused on the racing line, and he managed to get away clean. This is a battle for 5th place. Well, you don't get a lot of points for that, but you want all the points that you can get. Oh, and that's Šetikas making a mistake.
This has spun round. This has spun round somewhere, at least had an incident, and well, the race leader is coming up to him. Look at that. Yes. That's the race leader right behind, so he's about to get lapped.
Yep, and that's going to be the penultimate lap. It's going to be close. Maybe we'll start the last lap.
If Juknavicius decides to back out of it, he can make this the last lap. So let's see if he wants to do that.
Oh, Joffert is quite close on HNS. What happened here?
Wait, well, they switched positions, so that's why it's very strange. Because it was Joffert in front. HNS goes forward, and well, we don't know if it's 1 lap to go or 2 laps to go, because it's all in the hands of the race leader, and he can decide now what he wants to do. If he wants to back out of this one, he can make it the final lap. He's got enough of a gap to do that.
Juknavicius might be slowing down. He's currently 7/10 slower than his fastest lap time, so we are looking at around a 1:26. I think he's slowing down. Yep,
I think he'll lift before the line.
He's slowing down, definitely.
He's the final lap of the race.
I can assure you, he's slowing down. He's already 1 second off his pace, and I think he'll lift. Yep, 1.1 seconds, and that's not the best news for Joffert, the driver from Estonia. He's right on the tail end of HNS.
Yep, and this is a big one. So into the final corner, they'll have to come. Juknavicius, will he lift off for this one? Yep, he is. I think he's... No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
It wasn't enough. So Joffert says, thank you very much. And H&S stays in second, but he needs one more lap. I can't believe that the leader didn't just lift off. Why run an extra lap? If I was the leader, I'd be like, hey, I don't want to run anymore. I'd rather take the checkered flag now. This, another spin. Oh, that was close, actually, with these two. But here we go. So H&S somehow got in front. I think maybe after the race, maybe we could have a look at a replay of that. But H&S still in front of Jofert for now. And Jofert, well, he lost out somewhere. He now looks to be on the front row of the grid for race 2.
Yep, and these guys had a small contact. I don't want to look at the replays now because it's a big battle on the racetrack. Almost going off the racetrack. That's where one of the drivers lost the ticket yesterday. Sviderek went wide on the final lap. It didn't happen with these two, as Tadas Juknevičius is going around the final corner now, and he will take the checkered flag. 10 seconds, well, 9 seconds ahead of H&S, who is still in front, tries to go defensive.
Will Jofert do something? I thought he might do something desperate into the final turn. Juknevičius wins, and it will be enough for H&S to take second spot. He took it very, very late on, and I wonder if we can find a replay of what happened there. This is, well, if he won't get points for his position,
this is a replay.
He might still get points. Oh, that was a replay of this, but he might still get points for style. But can we get a replay?
This is the replay.
No, but getting past Jofert.
Oh no, I don't have it. No. There's nothing on the board. I have a small replay of a contact, but I think that was nothing too much here. Just a small touch between the drivers. Yep, that's still H&S in front of Jofert. This is where Jofert tried to go back. Okay, we have our first winner of the first race with us, Tadas Juknevičius, and Gustas can get him a couple of nice questions.
Your shot for your ticket for the final. What's the strategy now for race 2? Will you try to be easy like Paige was yesterday, not getting into too much trouble, or do you still want to go for the maximum points haul?
Oh, we can't hear you.
Nope. We can't hear him for some reason. So we'll hold on here for a second.
But we can have a nice look at our race winner and one of the favorites of this championship. Yep.
We can hear you again. So what's the strategy for race 2? Taking it easy or maximum points haul?
Well, as I said, I seen yesterday, we can make a lot of mistakes in this track, and it costs a lot. So I think I'll just try to keep it clean. My win in race 1 is pretty much guaranteed to take me to the finals. Just need some of points, so the opponents don't get more points than me, and yeah, just drive my race.
And why did you take an extra lap in this race? You could have lifted off and continued on, but you decided to do one more. Was that just to have a nice battle for us on TV because you knew the cars behind were battling, or you didn't even look at the race time remaining?
Well, I was looking, but I was seeing as well that P2 and P3 were fighting, so I was hoping they can make a contact and get penalty after the race, and yeah, just another reason is to get more track time, more time in the rig to adapt.
All right, well, thank you for your answers and good luck for race 2, and I think we'll be seeing you in the final as well. Race 1 winner.
The roar of the road thrills both your hands and soul.
strange sound from your car again, there is a way to solve this issue. But when you need a smarter solution, buy from Ovoco. Choose from millions of used car parts, save your money and fix your car the smart way.
Geras metas iššokti į naujus batus. Pasimatuok geriausius pasiūlymus
To
namams.
compete in the real race, prove everything on the track, and continue to pursue the everlasting racing glory as your routine. A single clack of your wheel. The passion is engaged. All you have to do is to commit, to feel the grip in your hand, to perform every precise entry, to deliver the perfect friction circle, and to master the art of driving. You may ask, where's my race crew? And I would say, leave it to Khan's pit. Ares, the wheelbase that was built to master the competitive sim racing scene. With its powerful skew pole motor and high-precision optical encoder, Ares delivers an unparalleled driving experience with highly detailed force feedback. 290 GP, deemed to become the true next generation. It breaks the planar constraints through a unique 3D ergonomic design and redefines everything about the Formula steering wheel, featuring a full carbon fiber front housing, ensuring a light yet ultra-rigid experience. The MagFlip rocker-type paddles achieve the same functionality as Formula One setups. The CDP system will push your performance to the next level. Focus and execute the agile maneuver, all within just a blink of an eye. With this zealous combination of Ares and 290 GP, the roar of the road thrills both your hands and soul.
Welcome back to Monterey, and it's finally raining. We were hoping for rain for so long, and we get onwards to the formation lap. Andrus Wisniewskis on the last row of the grid, and it's Oskar Tomala ahead of Donikas Eičinas, then Silver Jofert, Tadas Juknevičius, Simas Viršickas, Eimantas Šetikas in 6th. In 7th spot, it's Justas Pirinauskas and Andrus Wisniewskis in 8th and last position. But it's finally raining, and a new challenge for the drivers. They've got ABS in the cars, they don't have traction control. So we'll see how this goes as they come around.
Ooh.
What's happening here?
Well, we had a very... Yes, some more issues here.
It's not great.
Okay, we have no information of what's happening, and red flag situation. Okay. Let's take a short break once more as we will sort out the red flag situation again.
Strange sound from your car again? There is a way to solve this issue. But when you need a smarter solution, buy from Ovoco. Choose from millions of used car parts, save your money and fix your car the smart way.
Geras metas iššokti į naujus batus. Pasimatuok geriausius pasiūlymus namams. TOPO CENTRAS.
To compete in the real race, prove everything on the track, and continue to pursue the everlasting racing glory as your routine. A single clack of your wheel. The passion is engaged. All you have to do is to commit, to feel the grip in your hand, to perform every precise entry, to deliver the perfect friction circle, and to master the art of driving. You may ask, where's my race crew? And I would say, leave it to Khan's pit. Ares, the wheelbase that was built to master the competitive sim racing scene. With its powerful skew pole motor and high-precision optical encoder, Ares delivers an unparalleled driving experience with highly detailed force feedback. 290 GP, deemed to become the true next generation. It breaks the planar constraints through a unique 3D ergonomic design and redefines everything about the Formula steering wheel, featuring a full carbon fiber front housing, ensuring a light yet ultra-rigid experience. The MagFlip rocker-type paddles achieve the same functionality as Formula One setups. The CDP system will push your performance to the next level. Focus and execute the agile maneuver, all within just a blink of an eye. With this zealous combination of Ares and 290 GP, the roar of the road thrills both your hands and soul.
Strange sound from your car again? There is a way to solve this issue. But when you need a smarter solution, buy from Ovoco. Choose from millions of used car parts, save your money and fix your car the smart way.
Geras metas iššokti į naujus batus. Pasimatuok geriausius pasiūlymus namams.
To compete in the real race, prove everything on the track, and continue to pursue the everlasting racing glory as your routine. A single clack of your wheel. The passion is engaged. All you have to do is to commit, to feel the grip in your hand, to perform every precise entry, to deliver the perfect friction circle, and to master the art of driving. You may ask, where's my race crew? And I would say, leave it to Khan's pit. Ares, the wheelbase that was built to master the competitive sim racing scene. With its powerful skew pole motor and high-precision optical encoder, Ares delivers an unparalleled driving experience with highly detailed force feedback. 290 GP, deemed to become the true next generation. It breaks the planar constraints through a unique 3D ergonomic design and redefines everything about the Formula steering wheel, featuring a full carbon fiber front housing, ensuring a light yet ultra-rigid experience. The MagFlip rocker-type paddles achieve the same functionality as Formula One setups. The CDP system will push your performance to the next level. Focus and execute the agile maneuver, all within just a blink of an eye. With this zealous combination of Ares and 290 GP, the roar of the road thrills both your hands and soul.
Strange sound from your car again? There is a way to solve this issue. But when you need a smarter solution, buy from Ovoco. Choose from millions of used car parts, save your money and fix your car the smart way.
Geras metas iššokti į naujus batus. Pasimatuok geriausius pasiūlymus
To
namams.
compete in the real race, prove everything on the track, and continue to pursue the everlasting racing glory as your routine. A single clack of your wheel. The passion is engaged. All you have to do is to commit, to feel the grip in your hand, to perform every precise entry, to deliver the perfect friction circle, and to master the art of driving. You may ask, where's my race crew? And I would say, leave it to Khan's pit. Ares, the wheelbase that was built to master the competitive sim racing scene. With its powerful skew pole motor and high-precision optical encoder, Ares delivers an unparalleled driving experience with highly detailed force feedback. 290 GP, deemed to become the true next generation. It breaks the planar constraints through a unique 3D ergonomic design and redefines everything about the Formula steering wheel, featuring a full carbon fiber front housing, ensuring a light yet ultra-rigid experience. The MagFlip rocker-type paddles achieve the same functionality as Formula One setups. The CDP system will push your performance to the next level. Focus and execute the agile maneuver, all within just a blink of an eye. With this zealous combination of Ares and 290 GP, the roar of the road thrills both your hands and soul.
Welcome back to the track as we're in Monterey County once again for the semi-final. We've got our cars on the grid here at Laguna Seca, WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca, and we've got the weather back. So restart completed. We've got our cars back out on track in the correct grid order as well, and it's Anders Wisniewski's at the back of the field. Oscar Tomala leads us away ahead of Silver Jofert, then Dominikas H&S. Tadas now just in P4, then it's Simas Vershitskas and Nimantas Shetkas. That's your row 3 on the grid, and row 4 will be Justas Pernauskas and Andrus Wisniewski. So rain on the cards. It will mix everything right up for our drivers as we get ready to go for Dream to Drive and the final semi-final of the semi-finals, and the final time we've got the TOPO Centras group running, because the final is joint between the Ovoko and the TOPO Centras group. So we'll be excited for that, as the best will come together to figure out who is the quickest through real racing challenges and sim racing ones as well. So for the final 20 minutes of this 2026 Dream to Drive semi-finals, it will be Tomala and Jofert, front row of the grid, who takes those final 3 positions into the grand final for Dream to Drive 2026. We're green here at WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca. Down into turn 2 they go, the biggest braking zone on the track, and Jofert tries it round the outside. Can he get it done? I think he might. He's into the lead of the race. Jofert from second into the lead. First time we've seen somebody go from second into the lead in these races. And then you can have just up into P3, so HNS down into P4. And Vershitskas, can he find a way through as well here in semi-final 2, race 2 in semi-final? And here we go. So a little bit of a defense from Tomola, who's under big pressure here from Tadas Juknavicius, who I think will want to get past, and he's already had a good start in one more position, but would put him up into P2. So
difficult because, well, I'm pretty sure Juknavicius will find a way through on Tomola. Maybe not yet, maybe not on this lap. A tiniest mistake could open the door for Tadas Juknavicius. HNS on a very similar pace as Tomola. He's now getting a little bit closer of this battle. Juknavicius will not allow that, and there's a contact between Tomola and Juknavicius. You want to avoid that. And another touch almost sent Tomola spinning. Juknavicius should be a little bit more careful. He's now through, but it was a small push from him on Tomola. I think he pushed his way through into P2, and that's unsettled the line of Tomola. There's the chance for HNS. He goes for it. I wonder how the stewards will look at that push that Juknavicius did. It didn't look too clean for me. One touch before the corkscrew, then on the exit of that corner, well, Juknavicius slightly gave a small nudge on the back end of Tomola, who went wide.
Tomola's off.
No, that's
he went
HNS.
Completely. Oh, HNS went off. Oh, what? Oh, and he has contact now with Vershitskas, but actually that one, well, I don't know if there was much HNS could do. He was on that outside. It looked to me like he was staying tight there, but we'll see what happens. So Tomola down to P3, and the problem for Tomola here is that P3 does not give him a spot into the final. As it stands now, it would be Jofert and Juknavicius on equal points at the top, and then HNS would go through with them. He finished second, remember, in race 1. He is struggling now to get past Tomola. Well, not struggling, he did get past and then made a mistake and went right off the road and has dropped behind once again. So he doesn't need to get forward. I think he wants to, just to be safe from if there is an investigation between him and Vershitskas for that contact. We'll see what happens there. Fastest lap of the race, and it was Silver Jofert. Now Juknavicius takes it away from him. You can see on the timing tower on the left-hand side, he does in 1 minute 30.4 from the pole man.
6/10 faster than Jofert. I think Juknavicius will definitely gain on Jofert throughout this race. 15 minutes on the clock. 6/10 per lap. That's a really huge difference. I wonder if he'll make that move. We know that Jofert knows a few defensive lines. It's a little bit different on a wet track, fully raining here. Soaking wet, you could call it that, and wonder what's going to happen between Juknavicius and Jofert, because Juknavicius will definitely gain on that car. This is a nice battle between HNS, Šetikas and Vershitskas. What about HNS? Look at him, another mistake, and that allowed Šetikas to gain on HNS. If HNS loses a couple of more spots, wouldn't he be at risk here? He finished second in the first race. He's now fourth. That's okay, but it's not okay because Šetikas is right on his tail. He's now 2 seconds off of Tomola, so HNS keeps making those mistakes, and these mistakes can cost him a ticket. Now he managed to pull away of Šetikas. Good news for him that a lot of the drivers are making mistakes, not so comfortable in these wet conditions, and now it's Vershitskas versus Šetikas, and well, Šetikas went a little bit deep into that final corner that allowed Vershitskas to go through on him. But those bigger mistakes, they cost the big
seconds. And very close for the lead now. 2 tenths between P1 and P2. Juknavicius is caught up massively, and this is going to be his opportunity very, very soon to get that move done. And I think both of them will be careful because Jofert, he's calmly into the final if he finishes second. Ignatius is calmly into the final if he finishes second as well. So I think Jofert, if I was Jofert, I would really not fight this one for the lead.
Yeah, and they have this big buffer already, 5 seconds between them and Tomala, so Jofert can allow himself to finish second and think about the future. The ticket would be in his hands, so just to have this clean 13 minutes of racing that are still on the clock. We will definitely have less laps here in this race because it's a slower lap times due to the weather. Reichinas caught back up with Tomala now, and Juknavicius is calming down and not thinking about the pace too much. Vershitskas went sideways on the exit of the final corner. Vishnevskis again doing those pirouettes. He held on nicely at the beginning of this race.
For 8 minutes, he kept it clean, but with 12 minutes to go, he makes his first mistake of the race. He obviously struggled in the dry, so maybe had more practice in the wet than he did in the dry, but definitely struggled a lot here today. And Pitanauska struggling as well, 6.6 back from, let's say, this little, well, he's back from the second group of cars that you don't really see through the spray, but that's behind this one. So everybody's kind of compacted together. We've got first and second together, then a big gap in third and fourth together, then a small gap, but still a gap for fifth and sixth who are together, and then seventh and eighth are far back from each other as well. Here's on board Dominykas Eichinas, not that much spray, but still a little bit. Can hinder you when you're running behind somebody. He's still staying close, but not finding a way through just yet. He got through, remember, very early on, and then had made a mistake and went super duper wide. So here on Assetto Corsa Competizione, they run the full dry line. You don't have to go look for spots of the track that have less rubber on them, that are less slippery. So the drivers know the lines. They can continue using those same lines, just have to be aware of any puddles that might be on the track. It's essentially just a bit more slippery, but again, that invites more opportunities for mistakes. Here's Homala and Eichinas. Once again, Eichinas behind in that number 3 car. Homala, well, started on pole, obviously.
I wonder if
had struggled.
Yeah, I wonder if Eichinas knows. I wonder if Eichinas knows that he doesn't need to battle Tomala for that ticket. Maybe he did those small calculations, and he knows that well, he doesn't have to risk it. It's more dangerous.
Yeah, I'm sure he knows, because he finished second, and then Tomala finished fourth, and now they're fourth and third, so it's fine. Doesn't need to take any risk. But if he can get forward, I mean, I'm sure he will, if he can do it in a low-risk manner. And I don't know if Tomala will fight him too much, because I think Tomala also knows what kind of situation he's in. He needed to hang on to second position. That was his. That was the last place, really, that he still had a chance at the final. Now, I think it's gone from him. And the Polish driver, he put up a good fight, but the two leaders are completely gone. But still, Juknavicius, he's just sitting behind. He's not even taking the risk of even trying a move on Jofert. So that's pretty interesting. I thought he would have actually gotten past him, because it's not like Jofert will fight him too hard either.
Yeah, he chose his role, he chose his path, just holds on within that 1 minute, within that 1 second. Oh, actually, Ignavich has just made a small mistake. He dropped back to 3 seconds. He went wide on the exit of this corner. It's now up to 3 seconds between Jofert and Ignavich, and you never know in the position of Tomola. Well, actually, if you are confident that the cars will finish in a similar order, Tomola is not racing for that ticket at this moment, but, well, it's raining, and Jofert or Ignavicius can make a mistake, and then things might change. I think Tomola would still be trying to hold on to that third spot, even with HNS closely behind. You have to keep your position if you want to have the chance, a slightest chance to advance through. Look, even Ignavicius made a small mistake, and it might be bigger.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what happened to Ignavicius? Do we have any replay of that? I guess not. But yeah, something did happen.
We don't. Yeah, I'm looking at it. We don't have it. We just have
3 seconds down from the lead. Again, it doesn't really matter for him. He can lose time, but it matters most for these guys. And, well, HNS, again, he doesn't need to get forward. I think he wants to get forward because, again, he had that contact with Vershitskas. I don't know if that's been solved by the stewards yet. To me, it looked like it was a nothing contact, but again, the stewards have way more angles than we do. We just saw a tiny little snippet of that. So, oh, I thought he was going to go down the inside. So I think for HNS, in his situation, it probably makes sense to just get forward and try to build a gap, because he's clearly quicker. I mean, no doubt about it. He's much, much quicker than the car ahead, because he's able to stay super duper close for this whole time, and you can see in the lines it's just much more clean. I think he might have an opportunity here. Tades Ignavicius, by the way, new fastest lap of the race. Not a surprise, he's got some clean air. So here comes HNS, and will he try something to the inside? Defense from Tomola. And does he run wide? Oh no, HNS, a little bit of contact. And what is he gonna do now? Well, he definitely did a bump and run here. Ooh, well, that one I don't think the stewards will like.
Oh, yep, it's slightly similar to what Ignavicius actually did.
He should have just given the position back. Why did he not just give the position back? Well, for Ignavicius, he can get a penalty. I don't think it's going to be more than 5 seconds, even if he does get a penalty. So, he's fine. But here, for HNS, this could cost him a lot, because I don't know why he's not giving the position back.
It's already too late, I believe. Now it's too late. He didn't give that position back.
He can do it in the same lap, I think. I think the stewards will look favorably on that if he does it. Well, he clearly has no intentions of doing that. He has the gap as well. I mean, he had the gap behind to slot in front of Vershitskas. It wasn't like they were super close. So now he needs to build a gap. And crucially, it's the gap to Vershitskas that he needs to build. It's not the gap to Tomola, because he can finish behind Tomola.
Oh! He's giving it back. He's giving it back.
He heard me telepathically. So he gives it back. He did it within a lap. I think that will be fine. So we're back to as we were. Now don't do it again, buddy, into turn 2. And he stays behind for now. So 4.5 minutes to go. A little bit of a slide. And,
ooh, that's close again.
He's getting super close, and you saw even in that half a lap that he was in front, you saw how much he ran away. So that's how big the speed difference is. So for HNS, if he can get forward, he'll be up and away. But Tomola, I think that's a little bit too hot into the left-hander there. And this might be an opportunity, and Tomola still defends it as HNS goes to the outside. Tomola's on the inside. He's on the unfavorable line through here.
Oh,
Vershitskas. Whoa, 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 whoa. But he hangs on to it somehow. He was riding the grass there on the exit. But now Vershitskas is in this battle. And that's something that HNS does not want.
And look how fast these drivers caught up with Tomola and H&S. And that's not what H&S wants. With only 3 minutes to go, that's dangerously close now for H&S. Any tiniest mistake might change the outcome of it. And Vershitskas has a look to the inside into the final corner, outbrakes himself slightly. That's not what you want to do if you want to gain positions. H&S now very close on the back end of Tomola, tries to outsmart him. There's no grip on the inside while he tried to swap the lines. You don't want to bump him again here into turns 1 and 2. He does that on the exit. Shetikas has a spin.
All alone. Nobody was involved in that one. And I think, Vershitskas ran wide as well. And Andrzejewski's spin, I think, again, because it was yellows for him. He's coming out of the corkscrew. And the leaders might approach him soon as well if he has a few more of those mistakes. But this is a 3-way fight now. And Tomola is defending with all he can to at least get one podium out of this afternoon. But for now, no opportunities just yet for... there was a switch for the lead as well. Juknavicius, I think, is in front. Yep, he is in front of Silver Joford, so something happened there. Maybe contact there as well, but I don't know. So maybe we can go back to that battle between H&S and Tomola. Here we go. So it's 2 to go now as they cross the line. It will be 2 to go for these guys as well. The leaders are 12 seconds in front of this little pack of cars. And H&S, can he find a way through? Down the inside or the outside? Nope. Still nothing doing there. So Tomola is getting a good enough exit out of the final turn to not be under pressure from H&S as they come down through turn 1 and turn 2. Now, this is because here through the rest of the track you can see Tomola is struggling clearly. So and H&S is on his tail the whole time through the rest of the circuit. But Tomola is getting a good enough exit out of the final turn to not be under pressure into turn 2, or be under pressure but not under too much pressure. And really, throughout the rest of the track, you have to think of a pretty desperate move, or at least something pretty crazy to get through.
Indeed, and that's going to be a close again with the remaining laps. 30 seconds on the clock. I think this we will still have one more to go. Yep. We will have one.
A little bit of contact, I think, there on the exit. We'll have one more to go as Vershitskas is looking to the inside of H&S now. And if that were to happen, Vershitskas trying something. And final lap of the race as Juknavicius sets the fastest lap of the race. Now it's H&S to the inside. Vershitskas is going to come around them. Maybe both. A little bit of contact there into the corner. This might be an opportunity for Vershitskas to come through as well. As here they come up the hill, and Vershitskas has gone through. And will he go down the inside? He goes down the inside of H&S. And now actually Tomola finds the opportunity inside of H&S, who gets clipped by both of them. And now H&S down into 5th, Tomola back up into a podium position, and Vershitskas in 4th. So it's all changing, and all came because of that opportunistic move from Vershitskas there.
You could have expected for that move from that young Lithuanian driver. And
this wouldn't change. This wouldn't change who goes into the final. It would still be enough points for H&S to go through. So doesn't need to do anything now. Just needs to stay back. Don't get involved in anything. But I think these two will try something. Juknavicius still leads this one, and he'll take a perfect double here at Laguna Seca as they go into the corkscrew. Vershitskas into the back of Tomola. He's trying everything here, and this is all just for glory. He won't be going into the final anyway, but he's trying to do something. The race leader has come out of the final turn. Tadas Juknavicius, 2 wins, 2 races, and actually 4 wins in 4 races. He dominated this Dream to Drive TOPO Centras group as Tomola defends from Vershitskas into the final turn, gets a Big smack in the rear as Vershitska spins and into the side of Dominykas Eichinas, who, well, he's still going to finish 4th, and he's going into the final as Vershitskas almost took Eichinas out of the final. Vershitskas finishes 6th, so into the final we've got Juknavicius, Jofert, and Eichinas. Provisionally, obviously still subject to any further review by the stewards, but what a finish once again.
This was a very scrappy last lap. Everyone tried something, and positions change almost on every corner with contacts, actually. So, referee will have a lot of work to do here now with these final laps. I wonder what happened to Jofert, though. I think definitely he had to make a mistake somewhere. That doesn't change the outcome for Jofert, but it would have been nice for him to get that win. And yeah, anyways, that's the deal done for the semi-finals of both groups of Voco and Topo Centras. So what we have now, provisionally, Juknavicius definitely going through to the finals. Jofert also, and Eichinas with that 4th place finish. I think that's about it. That wraps up our top 6 contenders for the finals of the Dream to Drive Championship.
Semi-finals. Semi-finals done.
Yeah, semi-finals done and finalists in. I mean,
so into the final will go of these drivers. They've got the racing part coming up, and then we'll have the sim racing part and the grand finale on the 14th of June, live as always on the World Sim Series channels. And we'll see if we have any interviews coming up, but this has been semi-final. And finally, we got some rain, so that's good to see. I'm sure some of the guys in the Voco group had hoped for rain, but that obviously didn't happen for them. This has been, well, you can see the fireworks in the background as well.
And then we noticed that Juknavicius has already passed you. Could you walk us through on what happened?
Yeah, I had a mistake of my own. I tried to get a straighter braking into the corkscrew, and then the car went sideways this way, sideways the other way, and somehow I got it caught enough so I could go over the gravel on the inside of the second apex and keep the car pointing in the right direction when coming off it. So lucky in that regard, could have gone a lot worse. But yeah, a bit frustrating to have mistakes in both races that cost me a position, but in the end it doesn't matter. Position in the end is the same, and final is done. I'm just quite impressed actually with my pace in the wet against others.
Yeah, definitely. You had great pace, and I think Juknavicius was calm enough, and it was good enough for him to finish 2nd. It's a shame you didn't win. Did you have the time during that slide to think that you can lose the ticket with that incident, or you didn't think about it?
Yeah, of course you think about it. If you're going into the corkscrew braking sideways, then it's not ideal, and the wall is not far there. So yeah, there's obviously it was a thought in my head that I could lose the spot here, but thankfully I got it done and got it saved. So it still went through.
Okay. Do you have a plan of what is going to go into the preparation for the finals? You know what's waiting for you there?
Oh, I have a rough idea from what I've seen from previous years, but preparation-wise, in terms of the track, I guess not much to do. I've done enough laps there, I think. I can try some different layouts just to see how I would do there. I never know what Tauras will think of, but in terms of other preparation, I think the online part will be the most difficult because obviously everyone is already used to that. It's not a new thing for anyone. And they're fastest there. So today we also already saw that Juknavicius was very fast. So I think the guys from the online part will be super fast. So it needs a lot of time put into practice for the online part for sure.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so thanks for having you with us. Congratulations on the ticket, and go prepare for the finals, where we will see you then.
See you there.
See you there. Yep, so that was our next finalists on our screens, and we can only wish luck for the drivers that went through into the finals. I hope you enjoyed this one, and let's wait on the finals. Is it 2 or 3 weeks, Gustas? Do you know when the finals will take place? I think there's going to be 2 parts, with the real part on the racetrack and then the virtual part. Okay, I guess Gustas has already ran off to practice for his own session, where he will have some racing. And we can now say goodbye to the Dream to Drive quarterfinals and semifinals and go out and wait for the final meeting of the fastest drivers from Europe. Have a good remaining day of this Sunday, and see you in a couple of weeks.
Strange sound from your car again? There is a way to solve this issue. But when you need a smarter solution, buy from Ovoco. Choose from millions of used car parts. Save your money.